Everybody, NZ Blazing here, back with another squad builder as I've got Carmelo Anthony in his rookie season playing for the Denver Nuggets at age 18 and 82 overall with 18 badges alongside Marcus Camby, Andre Miller, James Posey and Il Boykins just for your starting lineup with John Barry, Ryan Bowen, Chris Anderson, John Crotty, Mark Blond, Doug Roberts, Dick Daniels, Jeff Tragpazia and Bill Teague. Wraps up your Denver Nuggets team. I've got it on Hall of Fame, got a 12-minute quarters, got it on no injuries and no trades. So we'll see how well Melo can do in his first season, in his rookie season. So we'll start the simulation off in the first couple. We'll start the simulation off. So here we go. So we lose to Minnesota at the start, then lose to the Rockets, then get the win over the Blazers, the win over the Hawks, the win over the Pistons, and the win over the Grizzlies. So we're 4-2 to start off. So look at the loss against Minnesota. Kevin Garnett with 31 points and 14 rebounds. Carmelo Anthony with 28 points, 7 rebounds and 3 assists. Andre Miller with 20 points. Then the loss to the Rockets. Barry with 17, Miller with 16. Carmelo Anthony only managed 6 points and 6 rebounds. Hakeem Olajuwon with 24 points and 10 rebounds. Then the win against the Blazers. Zach Randolph with 23 points. Anderson with 19. Carmelo Anthony top scored with 32 points, 2 rebounds and 6 assists. 17 points for Barry. And then the win against the Hawks. 24 points for Carmelo Anthony, 24 points and 16 rebounds for Camby, so double-double. 22 points for Terry. And then the win against the Detroit Pistons, 26 points for Carmelo Anthony with 8 rebounds and 3 assists. Boykins with 20. Rip Hamilton with 21 points. Williamson with 18 points. Then the win over the Grizzlies. 40 points for Carmelo Anthony with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Miller with 20 points and 10 assists, so double-double. Camby with a double-double with 16 points and 13 rebounds. Pau Gasol with 36 points, 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Denver walk away with the 125-119 win. So we'll simulate mid-November, simulate through. Take a win against the Suns, then lose to the Raptors, lose to the Pistons, lose to the Nets, then get the win over the Jazz, then lose to the Clippers and lose to the Suns. So check the win against the Suns. Carmelo Anthony top scored with 27 points, 8 rebounds and 1 assist. Miller with 17 points and 12 assists, so double-double. Camby with 13 points and 15 rebounds, so double-double. 21 points for Marbury. Then the 4-point loss to the Raptors. 39 points for Vince Carter. 29 points, 6 rebounds and 7 assists for Carmelo Anthony. Posey with 17, Miller with 13. Then the loss to Detroit. Rip with 22 points. 20 points for Chauncey Billups. 21 points for Posey. 20 points, 4 rebounds and 1 assist for Carmelo Anthony, but he fouled out. Then the loss to the Nets. Jason Kidd with 23 points, 8 rebounds and 13 assists. 21 points for Kerry Kittles. 20 points for Martin. 42 points for Carmelo Anthony. 6 rebounds for Carmelo Anthony. 11 points for Posey. Then the win against the Jazz. 24 points for Melo. 5 rebounds and 5 assists with 23 points coming from Miller. 19 for Cheney. And then the loss to the Clippers. 20 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists for Melo, 14 points for Borkins. McGiddy with 17. Then the 20-point loss to the Suns. 24 points for Hardaway. 20 points, 11 rebounds for Marion. Marbury with 16 points and 10 assists, so double-double. Carmelo Anthony with 36 points, 9 rebounds and 3 assists. 14 for Boykins. And we move on through November into December with a 6-7 record, so we simulate through. Take a loss to the Spurs twice, then lose to the Warriors. Then to start December off, we come with a win against the Warriors, so we're now 7-10 going into December. So look at the loss against the Spurs. 23 points for Boykins, 20 points and 12 rebounds for Carmelo Anthony, so a double-double. 31 points and 11 rebounds for Tim Duncan, so a double-double. Then the second loss to the Spurs in a row, 34 points and 11 rebounds for Tim Duncan. 16 points for Tony Parker, 20 points for Boykins. And Melo must have played bad, or 14 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists for Carmelo. Then the loss to the Warriors to finish out November. Carmelo Anthony top scored with 22 points, 20 points and 10 rebounds for Camby, 25 points for Richardson, 23 points for Jameson. And then the win against the Warriors in December. So back-to-back games against the Warriors, and we come out with a dub in the second game. 29 points to Richardson, 20 points for Jameson. Carmelo Anthony with 35 points, 8 rebounds and 2 assists. And Posey with 17 points. So we'll simulate through December with 7 and 10. So we'll simulate through. Take a loss to the Kings, a loss to the Kings, a loss to the Pacers. Then get a dub over Minnesota, loss to the Grizzlies, loss to the Pacers, and loss to LeBron's Cavs. So 8 and 16, and we're not looking too great in the start of December. 18 points for Carmelo Anthony against the Kings, with Barry dropping 12 points. 36 points for Pager, 15 and 23 rebounds for Weber, so a double-double. Then so back-to-back losses to the Kings. Pager with 33 points, Bobby Jackson with 22, Carmelo Anthony top scored with 24 points, 4 rebounds and 1 assist, 15 points for Camby. Then the loss to the Pacers, 23 points for Boykins, 20 points, 6 rebounds and 3 assists for Carmelo Anthony, 29 points, 15 rebounds for Jermaine O'Neal, so a double-double. Anderson with 24 points. Then got the 3-point win over Minnesota. Carmelo Anthony popped off for 40 points and 10 rebounds, so a double-double. 22 for Cassell and 18 for Wally. And then we move on to the loss against the Grizzlies. Pau Gasol with 25 points and 9 rebounds. 22 points for Williams. 27 points and 13 rebounds for Carmelo Anthony, with 12 points coming from Crotty. Then the loss to the Pacers, 30 points and 14 rebounds for Jermaine O'Neal, 19 for Ron Artest, 20 points for Carmelo Anthony alongside 9 rebounds and 5 assists. Marcus Camby with a double-double with 16 points and 11 rebounds. Then the loss to LeBron's Cavs, Agauskas with 27 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double. LeBron with 20 points, 6 rebounds and 6 assists. 18 points for Posey, 13, 2 and 5 for Miller, 13 points and 21 boards for Camby. Carmelo Anthony struggled with 7 points, 5 rebounds and 2 assists, shooting 2 of 13, 0 of 6 from deep. So we'll simulate through to the end of December. So we'll go to December 30th. So we'll simulate through. Get a win against the Sixers, 105-97. 18 points for Allen Iverson. 18 points for Keith Van Horn. 30 points for Carmelo Anthony alongside 8 rebounds and 3 assists. 20 points for Posey. 14 points with 15 rebounds for Camby. So we'll move on and we'll simulate the rest of December, simulate through, take a dub against the Mavs, then lose to the Magic and the Clippers, lose to the Lakers, and then lose to Seattle to finish off December. So we're going to start January with a 10 and 20 record, so we're in the negatives, real bad. We get the 4-point win over the Mavs, 32 points, 3 rebounds and 2 assists from Carmelo Anthony, 16 points from Camby, 27 points and 9 rebounds from Dirk, 26 points from Finley. Then the loss to the Magic, 26 points for Carmelo Anthony, 12 points for Posey, 35, 6 and 7 for Tracy McGrady, 17 points for Grant Hill. Then the loss to the Clippers, 25 points for McGetty, 23 points for Brandt, 17 points for Miller, 17 points for Boykins, 15 for Barry. Carmelo Anthony struggled with 14 points, 4 rebounds and 4 assists, shooting 5 of 14. And then the loss against the Lakers, 26-8-2 for Carmelo Anthony, 13 points for Miller, 42 points and 11 rebounds for Kobe Bryant. Shaquille O'Neal with 21 points and 15 rebounds, so a double-double for Shaq and Kobe. And then the loss to Seattle, Carmelo Anthony with 16 points, 6 rebounds and 3 assists, shooting 7 of 17. Miller with 15 points and 10 assists, or double-double. Reggie Lewis with 27 points. Ray Allen with 26 points to get the 102-88 win over Denver. So we'll move into January, simulate the first couple of weeks of January, so we'll simulate through. We'll re-simulate. We take the dub against Seattle, lose to the Kings, get the win over the Mavs, take a loss to Miami, then the win over the Blazers, then a loss to the Rockets. So we'll check the win against Seattle. 35 points for Reggie Lewis, 26 points for Ray Allen, 26 points for Posey, 23 points, 9 rebounds and 2 assists for Carmelo Anthony. Then the loss against the Kings, 32 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists for Carmelo Anthony. Miller with 23 points. Bobby Jackson with 32. 23 points for Pager. 20 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists for Chris Webber, so a triple-double. Then the win over the Mavs, 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists for Finlay. 11 points and 11 assists for Steve Nash. 11 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists for Dirk Nowitzki, and the foul out, because he fouled out. 28 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists for Carmelo Anthony, and then 15 points from Posey. Ended up with a 112-82 win. Then the loss to Miami, 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists for Carmelo Anthony. 14 points for Posey, 10 points and 14 rebounds for Camby, so a double-double. 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 13 assists for Dwayne Wade, so a double-double. 19 points for Haslam. Lamar Odom with 15 points. Then the win over the Blazers, 30 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists for Carmelo Anthony. Posey with 18. 27 for Wells, 14 for Randolph. Then the 3-point loss to the Rockets, 19 for Steve Francis, 19 for Mobley, 15 for Glenn Rice, 14 points and 11 rebounds for Yao Ming, 22 points, 12 rebounds and 3 assists for Carmelo Anthony, 18 points and 17 assists for Miller, so a double-double for Miller and Carmelo Anthony. So we've got a 13 and 23 record, and we'll simulate the end of January, so we'll simulate through. Lose to Minnesota, we'll re-simulate. Win against the Jazz, win against the Cavs, lose to the Wizards, win against the Knicks, win against the Celtics, lose to the Bucks, win against the Nets, and take a loss to finish out January to the Blazers. So we'll check the game against Minnesota. 24 points and 14 rebounds for Kevin Garnett, so double-double. 15 points for Miller, 15 points for Carmelo Anthony, shot 6 of 22, so he's struggling. Then the win against the Jazz, 36 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists for Carmelo Anthony, alongside Posey with 22 points, John Stockton with 17 points, AK-47 with 16. And then the win against LeBron's Cavs, Carmelo Anthony with 32 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. LeBron James with 21 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. Carlos Boozer with 15 points and 12 rebounds, so a double-double. Denver will walk away with the 103-95 win. Then lose to the Wizards. A 30-piece for Jerry Stackhouse. 28 points for Gilbert Arenas. 23 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist for Carmelo Anthony. Posey with 16 points. Then the 6-point win over the Knicks. 18 points for Ward, 13 for Anderson. 40 points for Carmelo Anthony alongside 7 rebounds and 3 assists. Miller with 16 points. Then the win over the Celtics. 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists for Paul Pierce. 27 for Walker. 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists for Posey. 28 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists for Carmelo Anthony. And then the loss to the Bucks, 21 points for Thomas, 17 for Red, 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists for Gary Payton. 22 points and 10 rebounds for Carmelo Anthony, so a double-double. 14 points for Miller. Then the win against the Nets, 24 points for Carmelo Anthony, 12 points for Barry, 24 points for Jason Kidd with 22 points from Kerry Kittles. And Nuggets take the 98-97 win. Then we lose to the Blazers to finish out January. 20 points and 13 rebounds for Randolph, so a double-double. 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists for Carmelo Anthony. 17 points and 12 rebounds for Camby, so a double-double. We'll simulate into February with a 18-27 record, so we'll simulate through. We'll re-simulate to February 6th. And we take the win against the Mavs, lose to the Grizzlies, and get the win against the Bulls, and then the win against the Spurs. So starting off February great with 3-1. So we'll look at the win against the Mavs. 29 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists for Steve Nash. 29 points and 17 rebounds for Dirk Nowitzki. 22 points for Finley. 25 points for Miller. 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists for Carmelo Anthony. Then the loss to the Grizzlies, 33 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists for Carmelo Anthony. Miller with 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. Person with 23. Pau Gasol with 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. And then the win against the Bulls, 25 points for Boykins with 1 rebound and 7 assists. 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists for Carmelo Anthony. MJ with 19 points. Jalen Rose with 17 points. I don't know why MJ's in this one. Eddie Curry with 12. It didn't make a difference anyway. And then the win against the Spurs, 27 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists for Carmelo Anthony, but he fouled out. Camby also fouled out with 24 points and 16 rebounds, so a double-double. Tony Parker fouled out with 32 points, 2 rebounds, and 7 assists. David Robinson with a double-double with 24 points and 11 rebounds. Manu with 20 points. Then we'll simulate after All-Star break. So we'll simulate to February 22nd. So we'll simulate through. So we lose to the Lakers first up after All-Star break. 36 points for Kobe Bryant with 8 rebounds and 3 assists. 20 points for Derek Fisher. 18 points and 9 rebounds for Shaq. 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist for Melo. So we'll simulate to February 22nd. We get the win against the Lakers, then lose to the Bulls, a win against the Hornets, then lose to the Spurs, lose to the Timberwolves, and get the win against the Jazz. We get a 6-point win over the Lakers, 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists with 3 steals for Carmelo Anthony, 11 points and 9 rebounds for Camby, 32 points and 11 rebounds for Kobe Bryant, 18 points and 5 for Devin George, 10 points for Robert Horry, 10 points and 10 rebounds for Shaq. And then the loss to Chicago, 19 points for Jalen Rose, 17 for Marshall, 16 for Chandler, 16 for Boykins, 14 for Miller, 14, 10, and 5 for Carmelo Anthony, so a double-double, shooting 6 of 17, 0 of 7 from three-point land. Then the win against the Hornets, 23 points for Mashburn, 14 points for Wesley, 26 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists for Carmelo Anthony, 18 points for Barry. Then the loss to the Spurs, 39 points and 15 rebounds for Tim Duncan, 18 points and 14 assists for Miller, 18 points and 13 rebounds for Camby. Carmelo Anthony fouled out for 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. And then the loss to Minnesota, 19 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists for Carmelo Anthony, 23 points for Cassell, 19 points for Wally. Then the win against the Jazz, 24 points for AK, 15 points for Karl Malone, 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists for Carmelo Anthony, alongside James Posey with 17. So we'll move on and simulate the last 3 games in February. So we'll simulate through, take a win against the Warriors, simulate the last 2 in Feb, win against the Blazers, and win against the Hornets. So we finished February on a winning record. So we had the win against the 4-point win against the Warriors, 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist for Melo, 17 points for Posey, 28 points for Nick Van Axel with Jameson with 16. Then the win over the Blazers, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists for Melo, 26 points for Anderson, 21 points for Zach Randolph. Then the win against the Hornets, a 7-point win, 36 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists for Carmelo Anthony, 34 points for Mashburn, 14 for Wesley. So we'll go into March. We've got a 27 and 32 record going into March. So we'll simulate the first couple of weeks in March. No. We win against the Sixers, lose to the Hawks, lose to the Grizzlies, lose to the Heat, lose to Magic, and lose to the Raptors to finish up to March 11th. So we're 28 and 37. But we start off March with the win against the Sixers. 23 points and 11 rebounds for Carmelo Anthony, so a double-double. 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists with 6 steals for Allen Iverson. 18 points and 13 rebounds for Keith Van Horn, so a double-double. In the 4-point loss to Atlanta, Glenn Robinson with 28 points, Raheem with 16, Carmelo Anthony with 23 points and 5 rebounds, 15 points and 8 assists for Miller. Then the loss to the Grizzlies, 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists for Pau Gasol, 18 points for Williams, 31 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists for Carmelo Anthony, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists for Miller. Then the loss to the Heat, 38 points, 2 rebounds, and 6 assists coming from Dwayne Wade, 20 points from Mourning. Carmelo Anthony only managed 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Boykins with 13 points. Then the loss to the Magic. T-Mac put up 37 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. Miller with 17 points and 12 assists, so double-double. 17 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists for Carmelo Anthony. Then the loss to the Raptors. 13 points and 10 rebounds for Carmelo Anthony, so double-double. 24 points and 13 rebounds for Vince Carter, so a double-double. 20 points for Chris Bosh. So we'll start simulating again through March with 28 and 37. So we'll simulate through. We end up taking the loss to Seattle, a loss to the Jazz, a loss to the Clippers, a loss to Seattle, a loss to Boston, and also a loss to the Mavs. So March is not looking good. We've taken 1 win and the rest have been L's. So a loss against Seattle, only met 17 points for Carmelo with 7 rebounds, 45 points and 16 rebounds for Reggie Lewis. Ray Allen also with 44 points. Then the loss to the Jazz, 19 points for Karl Malone, 20 points and 10 rebounds for Camby, so a double-double. Carmelo Anthony struggled with 8.7 rebounds and 10 assists, shooting 4 of 17. The loss to the Clippers, 22 points and 12 rebounds for Elton Brand, so a double-double. 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists for Melo. Then the loss to Seattle, 32 points for Ray Allen, 27 points and 10 rebounds for Lewis, so a double-double. 23 points and 7 rebounds for Melo. 14 points and 11 rebounds for Camby, so a double-double. Then the 1-point loss against the Celtics, 29 points and 13 rebounds for Carmelo Anthony, so a double-double. 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists for Paul Pierce. 22 points for Antonio Walker. Then the loss to the Mavs, 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists for Carmelo Anthony. 24 points for Finley, 21 points for Dirk, 16 points and 12 assists for Steve Nash, so double-double. So we'll simulate the end of March, simulate through, take a loss to the Bucks, finally get our second win of the month, and then lose to the Wizards, but get the win over the Rockets. So we'll check the Bucks game. 34 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist for Carmelo Anthony. A 30-piece for Thomas. Mason with 16. Then the 1-point win over the Rockets. 17 for Taylor, 15 for Mobley. Yao Ming with 11 points and 15 rebounds, so double-double. 27 points and 8 rebounds for Carmelo Anthony. Camby with 16 points and 14 rebounds, so double-double. Then we take the loss to the Wizards. 24 points for Melo with 12 rebounds. 17 for Posey. 31, 8, and 8 for Gilbert Arenas. So we're looking at 29 and 45 going into the last month of the season. So we'll simulate the first couple of weeks. Fuck, my voice was starting to go. No way. So we'll simulate the last couple of weeks in April. We've got a 29 and 45 record, so we'll see if we can make the postseason in Carmelo's first year. So we'll simulate through. We start off hot in April. We take a win against the Suns, take a win against the Knicks, then lose to the Warriors, then win against the Suns again, then lose to the Kings, then lose to the Clippers. So we'll check the win dub over the Suns. 24 points and 11 assists for Marbury. Marion with 18 points and 13 rebounds, so they both got double-doubles. 32 points, 9 rebounds for Carmelo Anthony. 15 points and 10 assists for Miller, so a double-double. Then the win against the Knicks. Carmelo Anthony poured in 49 points, 8 rebounds. And Houston with 32 points and Thomas with 24. Oh, hold up, guys. I'm just going to have a quick drink. My voice is starting to go away. Now we're back. So 24 points and 14 for Thomas, so double-double. Then the loss to the Warriors. 34 for Jameson, 33 for Richardson, 23 for Posey, 21 and 6 for Carmelo Anthony with 20 points from Miller. Then the win against the Suns. 39 points and 11 rebounds for Melo, so a double-double, but he fouled out. 17 points and 8 rebounds for Marion. 15 points and 8 rebounds for Stoudemire. In the loss to the Kings, 32 points for Pager. 19 points and 17 rebounds for Weber. 39 points for Carmelo Anthony with 5 rebounds. And then the 1-point loss to the Clippers, 29 points, 2 rebounds, and 8 assists for Carmelo Anthony. Quentin Richardson with 22. Elton House with 17. Eddie House. Elton Brand with 16 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double. So our record's 32 and 48, and we've got the Lakers and the Rockets for our final 2 games. So we'll simulate through, take a win against the Rockets and a win against the Lakers. So we might have just made playoffs, we'll find out. Kobe Bryant with MVP for the season. Rookie of the Year goes to Yao Ming. Sixth Man of the Year goes to Penny Hardaway. Ben Wallace gets Defensive Player. Most Improved goes to Rashid Lewis. And Coach of the Year goes to Nate McMillan with 52 wins and 30 losses. So we'll advance on. All-NBA first team is Kobe Bryant, Jason Kidd, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, and Shaq. All-NBA second team is T-Mac, Allen Iverson, LeBron, Dirk, and Ben Wallace. All-NBA third team is Ray Allen, Vince Carter, Paul Pierce, Rashid Lewis, and Pau Gasol. All-defensive first team goes to Kobe Bryant, Jason Kidd, Tim Duncan, Sean Marion, and Ben Wallace. All-defensive second team is Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, Kevin Garnett, Chris Webber, and Marcus Camby. So a Denver Nugget finally made the leaderboards. All-rookie first team is Yao Ming, Amari Stoudemire, Manu Ginobili, Caron Butler, Jay Williams. All-rookie second team is Drew Gooden, Mike Dunleavy, Carlos Boozer, J.R. Bremer, and Dan DeCue. And so we'll move on and we'll see if we made playoffs. So there's no play-in in this one because we're in the early seasons, and it doesn't look like we made playoffs. So we'll look at our team status. We were 34 and 48, and we needed to get 42 wins just to make playoffs. So Carmelo Anthony's rookie year, he doesn't make playoffs, but we end up with a 34 win streak with 48 losses. So it's going to be Seattle Supersonics against the Spurs, Clippers against Phoenix, Minnesota Golden State, Sacramento Dallas, Milwaukee Philly, the Nets against Toronto, Miami New York, and Chicago and Orlando. So I think we finished in probably the 9th or 10th seed. So that's how so Carmelo Anthony's rookie season doesn't even make it to playoffs, so we'll simulate the round. So it's going to be a Seattle Sonics against Suns, Sacramento against Minnesota, Milwaukee against Toronto, and Chicago against Miami. And looking at this, LA didn't even make it to the finals. What was LA's record? Oh, way LA didn't make it either. So we'll simulate this round and we'll see who makes the finals. So we got a Seattle Sonics Minnesota finals in the West, and then in the East we got a Chicago Bulls Raptors final. So we'll simulate that and see who makes the finals. So it's going to be Raptors against Timberwolves in the NBA finals. So we'll simulate game 1. Timberwolves take game 1 of the finals, 121-102. Kevin Garnett with 26 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. 25 points for Cassell. 20 points and 12 rebounds for Vince Carter. 20 points for Bosch. We'll move on to game 2, simulate game 2. Well, Timberwolves are up 2-0. 102-99 win. 29 points for Cassell. 17 points, 18 rebounds, and 9 assists for Kevin Garnett, so a double-double. 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist for Chris Bosh. 18 points and 5 rebounds for Vince Carter. We'll move on to game 3 and see if the Raptors can come back. Oh, it's 3-0. Minnesota take another one, so they're 3-0. 129-122. Vince Carter went off for 37 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists for Chris Bosh. Cassell with 33 points, 2 rebounds, and 9 assists. Wally with 21 points. Oh, man. Brandon with 20 points. Garnett with 18 points, 13 rebounds, and 12 assists, so a triple-double. So I move on to game 4. And can the Raptors keep their series alive? And the Raptors come back in game 4 to take it 3-1. Raptors end up taking that one 118-113. Vince Carter with 35 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Chris Bosh with 29 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. Davis with 23 points and 8 rebounds. Kevin Garnett with 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists, so a double-double. 24 points for Cassell. So I'll move on to game 5, simulate through. And Raptors are coming back. They take game 4 and 5. 137-129. Wally with 24 points. Garnett with 23 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists, so a double-double. Cassell with 16 points and 11 assists, so a double-double. 31 points, 8 rebounds, and 12 assists coming from Vince Carter, so a double-double. Williams with 22 points. Chris Bosh with 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. So I move on to game 6, simulate through, and game 6, the Minnesota Timberwolves come back and win it 4-2. Kevin Garnett's going to be your MVP, and Timberwolves end up taking game 6, 117-93. Vince Carter with 26 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists, but he fouled out. 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists coming from Chris Bosh. And Kevin Garnett went off for 31 points, 18 rebounds, and 6 assists with 5 blocks, so that's a double-double. Wally with 22 points, Cassell with 18 points and 10 assists. So, yeah, Timberwolves end up taking the series 4-2, ends up winning the finals 4-2. Carmelo's team ends up with a 34-48 record, and doesn't make the postseason for Carmelo's first year. So Carmelo Anthony's first year in the league, he doesn't make playoffs. But yeah, it happens, I guess. as that's another video in the books, as that's NZ Blasian out, and we'll catch you in the next video. And as for all, as if you're liking this content, don't forget to like the video, eh? And for all you new viewers out there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as I'm on that road to 1,100 subs, as I appreciate every single one of you to hit that subscribe button. Anyway, that's another video in the books. NZ Blasian out, and we'll catch you in the next episode. NZ Blasian out.